Speaking now to Obaidullah Baheer, who's a lecturer of transitional justice at the American University of Afghanistan, and he joins us now from Kabul. Welcome to the programme. Obaidullah, I also understand that you're involved in social and humanitarian work there on the ground, trying to help children especially. Tell us, how will this money be distributed then, and what should be the priorities?
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. This is a good improvement. This is a good step forward. The fact that aid money is going to come into Afghanistan, it's vital. It's extremely necessary. However, there are quite a few things that have to be ironed out. The problem of coordination from within Afghanistan with regards to the different aid agencies that are active here, as to how the interaction with the Taliban would be, as to whether they would have access to all the different areas of Afghanistan. All of this is yet to be seen. This is a drop in the ocean considering the circumstances in Afghanistan. Unless fundamental changes happen, unless the economy is revived, we will just keep pouring money onto this fire that will not stop unless structural changes happen.
And how do you revive the economy, and what structural elements need to be put in place, as you mentioned?
Well, it's as simple as this. People like me, common Afghans, we had our monies in the bank, and since then we have had no access to our Afghani currency, which means that our currency has depreciated almost 20%, along with the dollar, and that means we lost 20% of our money without even using it. And that's one example with regards to the extreme joblessness, with regards to the effects of the sanctions, the medical sector collapsing. All of these put together mean that unless the Federal Reserves of Afghanistan are released, unless a working relationship is reached between the international community and the Taliban, we will keep facing these problems. And all the aid that we do, I help out families, and the first thought in my mind is, I'll help feed them today. This might last them a month. What happens a month later?
Indeed, especially as we're reporting that the winter is going to be getting much worse. And you mentioned the fact that you yourself haven't been able to access your own money, but it's also Afghans living abroad. Is there any hope that you will be able to get your money?
Well, I was one of the few people who was telling his friends that we needn't worry, and the banks were insured and the money wasn't going anywhere. But very recently, we had the first private bank collapse in Afghanistan, which necessarily means at one point these private banks are going to run out of cash. They're refusing payments already. You have to stand in line very early in the morning or pay your way through the line to get into the bank, only to get a transaction of something between $300 to $400 a week. And a lot of people are paying commissions just to get their cash out. And imagine, how does a society function when your banking sector is frozen like that? And then there's such extreme levels of joblessness. Remember that Afghanistan already had obscene levels of poverty in the country, and then add to that all the problems that came with the recent change of regime. So again, the fact that we're seeing the worst humanitarian crisis in modern human history says something in itself.
Obaidullah Baheer, good luck with the work you're doing there, helping people, especially children, in Kabul. Thank you for your time today.